What if your biggest dreams could become your legacy, shaping a life beyond imagination? The power is in your thinking. Welcome back to Whispers of Wisdom, your go-to channel for audiobooks that transform your life. In parts 1 and 2 of The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz, we built confidence, set goals, and mastered action. Now, in part 3, we're wrapping up with the final lessons to achieve big goals, inspire others, and leave a lasting legacy. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn to think on a grand scale, overcome final barriers, and live with purpose, plus a challenge of the week and wisdom nuggets to keep you motivated. So grab a notebook, unleash your vision, and let's think big together. Stay with me. This is your path to a legendary life. Welcome to part 3 of The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz, where we turn big thinking into a life of achievement and legacy. In part 1, we built belief and cured excuses. In part 2, we set goals and took action. Now, in chapters 10 through 13, plus the final thoughts, we'll master grand goals, inspire others, and create a lasting impact. Let's dive in. Chapter 10. Think right toward people. Schwartz emphasizes that success depends on how you treat others. He shares a story of a manager who built a loyal team by valuing them, leading to a thriving business. Thinking right means seeing people as opportunities, not obstacles. Respect, encourage, and collaborate. Negative attitudes repel support. Positive ones attract it. He suggests simple actions. Praise sincerely, listen actively, and help others grow. For example, complimenting a colleague's work can build alliances. The lesson? Your relationships amplify your success. Here's a practical step. Offer one genuine compliment today, maybe to a friend or coworker. For instance, if you're a student, praise a classmate. Ask yourself, am I lifting others? This chapter teaches us that people power. Progress. Chapter 11. Get the action habit. Schwartz stresses that action turns dreams into reality. He tells a story of an entrepreneur who acted on ideas daily, building a fortune, while others just planned. The action habit, he says, means doing something every day toward your goals. Small steps lead to big wins. Procrastination kills potential. He advises scheduling tasks and starting immediately. E.g., if you want a new skill, take a 10-minute lesson today. Schwartz believes momentum builds success. The lesson: action is the bridge to achievement. Try this. Take one action toward a goal today. Maybe write a plan for 5 minutes. For example, if you're a young professional, update your resume. Ask yourself, what can I do now? This chapter inspires us to move forward. Chapter 12. Turn defeat into victory. Schwartz teaches how to turn setbacks into stepping stones. He shares a story of a salesman who lost a client but analyzed the failure, improved his pitch, and gained 2 more. Defeat, he says, is temporary if you learn from it. Success comes from persistence and reframing. He suggests asking, what can I gain? After a loss, e.g., a rejected idea might teach resilience. For example, if a project fails, use the lesson for the next one. The lesson: every failure is a lesson in disguise. Here's a practical tip. Recall one recent setback, like a missed deadline, and list one lesson, like I need better time management. For instance, if you're a freelancer, adjust your schedule. Ask yourself, What victory can I find? This chapter empowers us to rise. Chapter 13. Use goals to help others. Schwartz encourages setting goals that benefit others, creating a legacy. He tells a story of a businessman who aimed to employ 100 people, improving his community. Goals, he says, should inspire you and uplift those around you. Success is sweeter when shared. He advises defining goals with impact, e.g., mentoring someone or donating time, and acting on them. For example, teaching a friend a skill builds your influence. The lesson: big thinking serves a greater good. Try this. Set one goal to help someone, like sharing knowledge, and take a step toward it, like a 5-minute call. For instance, if you're a student, tutor a peer. Ask myself, how can my goals help others? This chapter inspires a purposeful life. Final thoughts. The magic of a big life. Schwartz concludes with a vision of a life defined by big thinking. He shares a story of a man who dreamed of a global impact, acted consistently, and left a legacy of innovation. The final lesson is to keep thinking big, set audacious goals, act daily, and inspire others. Success, he says, is a habit of growth. He encourages lifelong learning and bold action, suggesting you start today with one big idea. For example, planning a side business can grow into a movement. The lesson: your thinking shapes your legacy. Here's a tip. Write down one big dream, like leading a team, and plan one action, like researching it for 10 minutes. For instance, if you're a freelancer, envision a brand. Ask yourself, what legacy will I leave? This chapter motivates us to live large. Now, let's get practical with our challenge of the week. This week, I challenge you to act big and help others. Here's how. Take one action toward a goal, like planning for 10 minutes, and do one thing to support someone, like offering advice or a kind word. Why this challenge? Schwartz says action and service build success and legacy. It's a small step to a big life. Share your experience in the comments. What action did you take? And who did you help? I'll reply to my favorites. Let's think big together. Welcome to our Wisdom Nuggets segment, where we share bite-sized insights from the magic of thinking big to fuel your legacy. Here are 3 powerful quotes from Part 3. Think right toward people to succeed. Takeaway: build with others. Action turns dreams into reality. Takeaway: move daily toward the goals. Turn defeat into a stepping stone. Takeaway: learn to win. That's a wrap on Part 3 of The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz, right here on Whispers of Wisdom. You've just learned to think right toward people, build the action habit, turn defeat into victory, use goals to help others, and create a legacy. Isn't it inspiring to see your impact? I want to hear from you. What's one big goal you're pursuing this week? Drop it in the comments. I'll reply to my favorites. If this series transformed your mindset, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more life-changing audiobooks. Share this with a friend who wants to succeed, and follow Whispers of Wisdom on X and Instagram for daily inspiration. Keep thinking big and keep whispering wisdom to your soul. Until next time, live your legacy,